Today's video is sponsored by my business, Soul Guide Candles. We have multiple candles on the website right now that you are able to purchase. If you would like to support the channel, you can go to soulguidecandles.com now. Thank you. Now let's get to the video. Hello and welcome to today's video on chapter 3 of the Dynamic Laws of Prosperity. Today's video is about the vacuum law of prosperity in particular, and we will be discussing that. So let's get started with the understanding. So the vacuum law of prosperity is the one that is a concept about nature abhorring a vacuum. So you can see these first two they go together. It's a particularly powerful in this realm of prosperity, and it suggests that you are able to attract greater good and prosperity, but you must first create a vacuum or an empty space by letting go of what you no longer desire or what's no longer needed. So this process actually requires a lot of faith, and she says a sense of adventure and definitely a spirit of expectation. So in this realm, you definitely have to remember that when a person is honestly trying to be prosperous and is thinking along those prosperous lines and they're still failing, it is usually because you need to invoke the vacuum law of prosperity. So we will get into what that means, but first you must realize and understand that new substances will not flow easily into a cluttered situation. So that can tell you a lot right there. Creating a vacuum. So number one, to attract what you desire, you have to begin to remove what you don't want from your life. And that can include physical items such as like furniture, any things, clothes, things like that, as well as the intangible items like people, relationships, or attitudes that are no longer serving you. So this is a quote from a book where she says, basically, the vacuum law of prosperity is this: if you want greater good, greater prosperity in your life, start forming a vacuum. In other words, get rid of what you don't want to make room for what you do want. Often it is difficult to know what you don't want or what you do want until you get rid of what you do not want. So that is important in understanding. Sometimes if you ask people right out what they do want, they can't tell you, but if you ask them what they don't want, they definitely have a list. So get rid of the things that is on that list and let go of the lesser. So if you're asking yourself, why hasn't it come yet? This is why. When your desired good has not manifested, is because you need to release something to make space. So if you dare to form a vacuum, the substance of the universe will rush in to fill what has ever been lost. And this applies on a spiritual, mental, and physical plane, as well as her mentioning specifically a couple that used this law in furnishing their new home. They only wanted to buy new furniture for the place, and they did that. And then the old furniture, they gave those things away because they did not fit, and they did so fearlessly. And for a while, nothing happened, but then they remained steadfast to their vision, and in the end, they were able to obtain new furniture through the job that he had. So that is the way. And if you want more stories like that, she has more in the book. So getting to the benefits. Number one, the increased attraction of good. You are a magnet. So this process will enhance the power to attract greater prosperity when you create the space for it. Like the cluttered mind, cluttered space, or, cluttered desk, cluttered mind, that type of energy. Nothing else needs to be added to that space. But if you let go, there's plenty for the things to rush in. Also, the spiritual and emotional release. So forgiveness, or to give for, involves letting go of old ideas, feelings, or conditions in order to make way for new good. So this spiritual release is often necessary for resolving any stubborn problems and opening yourself up to new blessings. So how you can do this, the ways to apply, is to form that vacuum. Identify the old items or relationships or any even thoughts that are not serving your greater good, and trust that releasing these will create a better space for you. and for things to come into your life. Also, practice the forgiveness. Again, giving for is releasing old attachments in order to actually gain new ones. And when you release and let go, those situations you have to sometimes declare, or not sometimes, every time, you should definitely declare that something better is coming. So declare, I release, loose, let go, and let God. Anything you want to say there, you can have your own statement of power so that you're able to affirm the definite good that is coming in, and trust that nothing is truly lost through spiritual release. Instead, what really needs to be there will be here. Now, you need to look, what she calls is look up and expect prosperity. That is just maintaining a prosperous attitude as though everything that you have is already here. So avoid speaking of lack or practicing any stringent attitudes. Instead, use everything that you have freely and joyfully. And like I said, declare the gratitude for your current substance, and the things that you send off, like old clothes, old furniture, send it forth with a rich blessing. And lastly, to boldly use what you have. Utilize the present resources in order to meet any immediate needs without holding back. Live richly and confidently to trust that new channels will open up. And this bold use of what you have creates a vacuum that attracts even greater supply. So, in conclusion, this particular law of prosperity is just a powerful principle in order to create space in your life for everything that you desire. No one wants to add clutter on top of clutter, or to like throw good money after bad money. Like, those concepts honestly don't make sense. So dare to form a vacuum right now and invite the prosperity and success that is meant for you in particular in your life. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you come back for the next chapters and the other books that I will be doing as well. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and donate. You can do so all down below. And you can also go to our website, soulguidecandles.com. Peace.